Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to talk about what are the after effects of having a spinal fusion and having both hips replaced. With the spinal fusion, my pain level is always at a 4. It never moves below that. And sometimes it'll get up to a 7. That's when I gotta lay down or put on lidocaine patch or biofreeze. I am on endomethacin, and I have been on gabapentin, but for the neuropathy, the numbness in my toes, but it was causing me to be depressed, and I've been depressed half of my life. I surely don't want to be depressed anymore, so I'm weaning myself off the gabapentin. Now, the endomethacin, if I take it every day, it starts hurting my kidneys or liver. I don't know what it is, but I will get pain there. So I only take maybe half of what the dose I'm supposed to, because it does cause a little irritation on my left side. Now, Flexerol is life-saving to me. I need to go get another refill or go see my doctor. Flexerol actually will calm down my muscles so they don't lock up, because that was one of the ways I found out that I needed a hip replacement. In the morning when I'd get out of the bed, I walked like a zombie, very stiff. And of course, every time I would take a step, it was very, very painful, and then my groin would hurt. If your groin is hurting, you need a hip replacement. Go get that x-ray, get that x-ray. X-ray will show all the damage if you're losing a lot of the bone on bone. That is very dangerous, because you can lose so much bone that even if they do a hip replacement, it's not going to be so successful. Now, on my hips, the first hip on my right side, I don't even know it's been done. I don't think they had any trouble doing the right hip. No pain at all. Now, the left hip, I could tell that it was a little different. And the left hip does aggravate itself if I do too much. But I have learned, after I work for a couple hours, to lay down. Lay down. You have to lay down, sometimes sit. But I will still get tingling and some like little sparks. I don't know what else to call it. You can tell that it's trying to tell you to calm down, right? To be still, to rest. But the pain is not the kind of pain that can keep you from doing what you need to do. Now, my back, the spinal fusion, I can't get it fused above that because those have a very high failure rate if you get a fusion on top of a fusion. So I'm not going to do that. But a lot of people said, what the hell happened to you that made your back fail? Well, I've always been an overachiever, overworker. I mean, I would bush hog 20 acres, go home and weed the flower beds, and then do the dishes and clean all the windows, in one day. I always worked hard my whole life. My mother was the same way, and her back was so messed up. But when people tell you they have back pain, believe them. They're not making this shit up, okay? I also was in 6 car accidents. I was run over and I fractured my hip. That surely didn't help. I've been thrown through 2 windshields. I've had my whole face busted open. And when I got hit by the car, this whole side of my face was crushed. And they did a really good job. And the first accident I was in, I went through the windshield, and a really good plastic surgeon sewed me up. And most people can't even see that scar. I was very blessed. So, yeah, I think I just really overworked when I was younger. And everybody says, well, how did you know that you needed back surgery? Well, I used to wrap like 50 Christmas presents in one night standing up, right? And then it got to the point where I had to start wrapping sitting down, and that's my first indication. And I remember back 25 years ago, I could order, oh God, I forgot the drug now. You could buy it over the internet. And, oh, let's see. I forgot the word. So I'll get back to you when I remember. Oh, it's called Tramadol. I would order Ultram, what's this, Ultram, over the internet. And you could do that for years, and then they changed it to like a class 2. So it's very even hard to get Tramadol from a doctor. I was on Tramadol for 10 years. And then they started realizing that people were abusing it. I wasn't abusing it. I took it as directed, and it let me be able to move like 10 times in 11 years. Oh my God. So you can't get that anymore. You can't order that, out of the country. They would make you pay top dollar, but I used to order that 25 years ago, and it helped a lot. Sometimes it was too strong for me. I didn't understand drugs back then. Now I do, because I work in a pharmacy, for God's sake. So, yeah, and now, right now my back is in pain a little bit, but I put on a lidocaine patch. I think it's a 4 or 5% lidocaine. It's a numbing gel. Sitting in this car more than an hour, it helps me to get out and walk around. So now I'm trying to find Route 17 in Fredericksburg. Okay. So a lot of people invite me to functions. I can't go because I have to conserve my energy. I have to conserve that for what's important, like taking out the garbage and doing the dishes and leaning into a dishwasher is very painful for me. Leaning over into a wash machine is very painful for me. But I do it, and once you're in chronic pain, you live with it. You just deal with it every day, and I can take one look at people and tell them if they are in chronic pain by the way their face looks. So there's a big old red Kenworth next to me, so I better say goodbye.